like different names we've been seeing in the top 8 making strides, doing well, especially with people like Goblin and stuff. But right now we're getting into game 1. We got Bowlin with the Banjo versus Viri with the Rob. Started things off here, already trying to put everybody back to bed.
No, I mean, with the fact that you've already got Florida on stream, and I think we're probably going to see that as the trend this weekend is, I mean, there's so many Florida competitors that are so good. Bowlin already with the strings all the way up to 61%.
See, that's one of the things that's going to work pretty well for Banjo in this matchup. Majority of the time, you see something like up air or usage of that, like the neutral B. It's not really that good against most characters. It's going to get you a couple strings, but against Rob, much easier, and you get better ledge traps. Well, with Rob, though, you don't have a great recovery option as Banjo outside of that side B. That's going to be pretty easy to blow up.
Right, absolutely. And it's one of those things where this is one of those matchups where the joke about, oh, Rob is too big kind of plays a factor. Just because you look at the hitboxes of side B and you look at some of the hitboxes of some of the explosions, like there's a little bit of truth there. And so it's one of those things where we have to kind of see how either player reacts to things. Because even now, when you see those strings already leading into the grabs, we're at pretty much even percents.
Yeah, exactly. And they're both of them pretty much at that throw range too. They're gonna be looking for a down throw, up tilt, to up air, or for Banjo, you have the ability to get that check. Do they mash or not? And right now, he's looking for him to do something like a spot dodge on the platform, but he hasn't really given it to him. He keeps going for chases on the platform, and Viri, at least at the moment, has done a good job dodging it.
And that's one of those things too, like when it's this is probably their second set, I would assume, of bracket. I would assume they're probably not trying to give up too many defensive ticks right away. And so it's one of those things where it really is the feeling out process right now. And we'll see how much Bowlin's able to take advantage of this lead. It looks like we got a little bit of pressure here going.
Yeah, Banjo, a really good character, like kind of playing with the lead because he forces you to approach a bunch. You got to get through the grenades. You got to get through the neutral B. But also in general, he's just a passive machine because if you whiff, you get hit by Wonder Wing, which is really bad. And you can see like Viri out here with that force Chicago tag, trying to come in, try to get himself amped up for his scene, but has the crowd very much against him at the moment. That will put at least a little bit of silence to him.
Well, the big thing here is obviously Wonder Wing resets. Bowlin was only down to 1 and is a little liberal with it. I mean, it's definitely an option where, I mean, as big as that hitbox is, you're not too worried about it. Ooh, the turnarounds?
Keeping that damage up. Yeah, you want to keep Rob at disadvantage as much as possible. Make them get obvious with their nairs so you can get those parries, get that damage on the way down. As you can see, oh, it doesn't properly punish that. That will cross you up. So that's matchup data for Bowlin too, because like, oh, you're not actually doing anything about my Wonder Wings on shield. That's huge because then you can just freely do them as he does another one.
Still got 2 left in the tank there. Using the fair for the first stock. Probably going to be looking for something a little bit similar to hold on to a little bit of that advantage because otherwise Rob can have a little bit of fun with Banjo trying to make it back to the stage, but reads the mash right away. Great work there. Fair, not enough for the second stock.
That was really good too. Oh yeah, don't get up, don't get
up. You don't stand up there.
You've got it. If you stay there too long, unless you buckle the roll on or something like that, you're getting caught. But even then, you still could potentially get caught by the patience of Bowlin to go for that Wonder Wing. It's really good at catching people who decide to hang out and ledge too long.
There's the last one. So really at this point, it's going to be just kind of a pure damage output. Let's see how good Bowlin's neutral is. And from the most part, we've seen pretty good responses from him so far.
I think so too, Brozo. Like, he's done a pretty solid job just kind of like, he understands the win con. Don't run in on Rob too much with the lead because that leads to that. That gets you grabbed, that gets you hit by down tilts, and that gets you in a very bad spot as he's currently just trying to find his way down to the ground. That back air action is going to be enough.
It looked really close for a second there, so good job on Viri's part to go ahead and try to close this gap as quickly as possible.
Yeah, not just like that. Just pretty much played the same way here before. Bowlin has been doing a really good job of conditioning Viri into shield so he can get a lot of free grabs. He's done a pretty solid job at that. And if you can force Rob to stay on the ground, you're already in a good spot.
I was just thinking that about how it's really interesting that so far we really haven't seen Viri punish Bowlin with any kind of like anti-air situations. Because, I mean, they really have just had free range of the skies to kind of maneuver their way around the stage.
Yeah, which normally gets checked by, like, not just that nair, but that right there. Oh, you might be gone! You don't need to play Nooch because you got a cheating move. You can go ahead and catch him one single mistake. One mistake.
How did that not get patched at all?
Yo, Rob really just slid through, just hid in the trenches, like just avoiding all of the patches somehow throughout the entirety of this game.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
It's almost comedic to me at this point, actually, to be honest. Speaking of that patch, there's been a lot of changes to a lot of characters. You might see some, we might, you could see some Inklings show up this weekend. That new down tilt from Link helps out a lot. Shoutouts to them actually giving, Ike a better grounded option KO. That isn't plus 10 frames. Let's go! But getting into game number 2 here, running right back to PS2, it makes sense. Both characters want to have a lot of room to work with. You want to be able to reset and not get grabbed at high percents. And they're both zoning-based archetypes anyways, regardless of the fact that Rob is basically a boxer anyways.
He's just an exceptional zoner because that means he can box as well.
Right now, actually just missed the jab block there. He was like, I do like the way that Bowlin plays, because when you look at Banjo in a nutshell, a lot of times people look at him it's like, okay, this is going to be someone who's going to play very slow. He doesn't have the best up-close options in general, so you don't want to push too hard with him. But Bowlin's done a good job of kind of playing mid-range to force Viri to whiff and then punish. That's been giving him a lead, but Viri, I think, has adjusted pretty hard here in the second game. It's like, well, what if I stay back? Your zoning, not as good as mine.
Right, absolutely. And that's really kind of been the takeaway so far from this first stock in game 2. Where, I mean, you can see the percent differential. They're not getting the Regal Bastard setups as much. So it does make things a little bit tougher for Banjo when you try to play that archetype versus archetype game, because it's just not there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the biggest thing that you got to do is just get back to that same point where you had Viri being scared of your approach with stuff like this. Like, he's keeping Viri grounded once again. He tried to stay still to see how he does, like, moves out of that. But dropping shield a little too early. He's not going to die just yet, but using that grenade as a way to get back. If you have an anti-ledge trap tool on recovery, you're in a great spot. Oh, just missed a jab block. That would have been the stock.
Yep.
Uh-oh, you messed up.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Viri go for that laser in the corner a couple times. Okay, all right, just answers the bell.
That was pretty good, too, because Bowlin definitely has a pretty hefty jump habit, especially double jump habit from the ledge. So, like, calling that out, he kind of let that go a lot in the first game, and punishing it that time is going to force Bowlin to go to ledge.
Absolutely, and that's something we were talking about, too. It's like, it's kind of interesting that Viri's not going through these anti-air situations with how good Rob can be with back air and up air. And now immediately in game 2, we're in Viri really starting to recognize that and just go, oh, yeah, I'm just going to back air you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just don't let people go airborne for free. That was a Rob's big moment. Like, that caught him on cross-up with the forwarder. Like, 57% to 51, that keeps you safe. That was very smart. He decided to go for that over that because he knew that with gyro in the way, he was going to potentially be looking for the hold shield. So he goes for Wonder Wing, and he keeps himself safe with the grenade.
Smart play there off the gyro. Really great positioning, really great pressure here from Viri so far.
You know what? Honestly, I don't disagree with this. Even though you're not getting a lot of damage, you get annoyance in Viri's head. But right now, Bowlin in a pretty bad spot.
We're
yeah.
good.
Oh, he had the grenade. Okay, he's still able to make it back. Unfortunately, though,
spent too much time off stage.
That happened earlier too. The whole Wonder Wing thing. Uh-oh. Watch out, because if he decides to track you all the way down, you could be dead at 0. Try to go for it again, bros. Like, what are the things? Oh, there you go. It's the anti-air with the up smash on the shield. What is it so far that you think that Bowlin has to do to get back in? Oh, wait, drag down. All right, we got those. Oh, whoa! What are you doing?
Let's go! Let's go, Bowlin!
That's what you needed. That's the answer to my question right there. That was nasty.
Let me get a Twitter clip real quick.
Okay, all right, there's a Bowlin's Winterside Life, not dead just yet. Gets it down to last stock, and honestly, that first game, he only ended up losing to the side B off the side.
Which is still very much on the table.
That's true. As we see it get ripped right there. Only one Wonder Wing left, though, on this last stock. Yeah, you can see, actually, Viri's pushing too hard now. We talked about how he's got that double jump habit from ledge. He's actually trying to challenge it too much. But now he's starting to get that damage on, tries to beat him out to get like an early air dodge, maybe with the Nair, but now he's slowing it down. Banjo, not the best at making massive comebacks because he needs stuff like Wonder Wing to do it. With only one charge, it might be a little bit hard.
There's that jump from ledge. Viri just a little bit off on that back air. Bowlin trying to shield poke with a back air of his own.
Oh, the grab range of Rob actually coming in bad there. He does not have a great grab range overall, even though you see him get many. And now the forwarder putting him back off stage once against Broza. He's got gyro, probably going for the roll read. He did.
But
he gets
here's
the
mash.
down
You
throw.
gotta read it. And you saw the Wonder Wing start. Bowlin mashing for his life. And Viri was just like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, that makes so much. Like, you already know what's coming right there. He's got gyro in hand. You anticipate that he's gonna go for a roll because that's what they're always gonna do. But the thing was, just prior to that, he died to the downer at the ledge for staying there too long. So in your head, like, well, I have to go for a roll.
I gotta push a button. I have to play rock paper scissors, and he got caught in the mixer. One thing I noticed, and this is completely separate. It's more about to do the graphic than anything else.